Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to the fourth episode of my series on the Vietnam War and the music that helped define, reflect, and resist it. Today we're looking at one of the most misunderstood songs in the 60s, For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. You've probably heard it in a lot of movies, documentaries, and basically shows about the Vietnam War, and it feels like it's written for that, but the twist is it's not. Stephen Stills actually wrote this song, For What It's Worth, in late 1966, and it was not in response to the Vietnam War, it was in response to the conflict between the police and people in Los Angeles in Sunset Strip, and because the city was enforcing a curfew on the teenager and shutting down the clubs, and there was a lot of protests, peaceful at first, and then it was more like confrontational protests, and the song is about youth versus authority, or freedom versus control. So that's why if you listen to the lyrics, it makes more sense. But even though the song was not about the Vietnam War, it kind of became inseparable from it because it captured the mood perfectly. And if you listen to the song and listen to the lyrics, it kind of fits like perfectly. It feels like it's written for the war, and that's why it became like a big part of all these songs and music that is affecting the war and is about the war, and it appeared in a lot of like Vietnam War movies, like including Forrest Gump or Born on the 4th of July. So let's go ahead and listen to it together and we'll talk more about it.
There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn, and nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stopped. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and they're carrying signs, mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what?
Once you know what it is about, it makes way more sense. And as we talked about it, it's about like a protest in Los Angeles. It's not about the Vietnam War. So I think now that I know about it, I didn't know about this song. I actually thought it's about the Vietnam War, as a lot of the songs that we talked about, or like a million other songs that we're not going to talk about. But when I read the history about it, I realized that it's not. And it makes more sense, the lyrics, but it really feels like that it is written for war. Unlike the Country Joe and the Fish song that we listened to in the last episode, this one, I think the mood is different. I know it still like captures the whole mood, but it's a different aspect. That one was like very upbeat and used a lot of sarcasm. I think this one is more like haunting, very like there's a lot of tension and a little eerie, especially with like that guitar in the back, that the motif that keeps repeating. It kind of like captures the mood in a different way, and I think it's just approaching the whole idea or the whole thing from a different approach. Basically, it's like it's not like all humor. It's very like deep and kind of dark. It's basically explaining all the confusion or like things that are going between like people and authorities, in this case like teenager mostly. It's not a loud song, as I would say. It's kind of like leans into a lot of like it's echoey, like a lot of like space, and also the guitar that, as I talked about it, is kind of like helps with that ghostly feeling.
That sound, everybody your life it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man come and take you away. We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Now, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop. Children, what's that sound?
Wow, it's such a great song. All of these songs are timeless, in my opinion. Like, even though, I mean, most of them unfortunately make sense now, because in today's world, we're still dealing with a lot of the things that they were dealing with, like a war, like innocent people getting killed. As I'm recording this video, I don't know when this video is gonna go up, but as I'm recording this, actually there is like kind of like a war or attacks or bombing happening in my country between Iran and Israel. And no matter what you think about like who is right or wrong, which I don't think no side is, the fact that like people are getting killed on both sides in every war. So it's sad that these songs still like make sense, but that gives them like a sense of like timelessness. They like, you can like listen to them on loop for unlimited time, and they still like, they're very beautiful songs, like no matter what their meaning is, but they're still like make sense today. So just to wrap it up, this song may not have been a Vietnam War song in the beginning, but it became one, and you can't really separate that from the war anymore. Not just because of the lyrics, but I think because of the moment, the time that it happened, and the feeling, and the basically what it captured. And it's a really great song, as I said that. So that's all for today. In the next episode and our last episode, I'm gonna talk and actually play some of the George Crumb's piece, Tora, Tora, Tora. If you have not heard that piece, make sure to follow me. I really love that piece. I performed it in my most recent recital, and it's so fun to perform. And it's gonna be kind of like a take on this whole series in a more like classical music era. Everything that we watched so far were more like popular music, like in different genres. So I'm very excited for that. Make sure you follow me, and make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in the videos, please share your comments with me. I would be happy to read what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.